unboxing is a stack of books that came in a mailer, and it's from Prestel. So it's a publisher that is new to me. So let's take a look. The first one is this biography. I Am Coco, The Life of Coco Chanel. And it's like a nonfiction chapter book, but it's, you know, it's pretty, it's full of illustration. So I would think it's for ages like even 7 and up. And it's Coco's own story. Yeah, she came from a poor family, and she was almost like, yeah, no, she was an orphan, raised as an orphan, sent to convent school where she learned how to sew. And actually her iconic, you know, those tweed jackets it was tweed that she was forced to wear when she was in the convent and was kind of itchy. But she turned it into something, you know, haute couture. It has really lovely, like very friendly illustrations. Because Coco almost, you know, if you read about her, comes off almost aloof and, you know, hard to relate to. But here, her story is very humanized. And I think reading about her, you can really empathize with, you know, what she went through as an orphan, and also how difficult it was to rise to the heights of fashion as a woman when she did, and also her contribution to the fashion world. I mean, she's like an icon. And in the back, it's almost like paper doll clothes. But these are some of her designs, and some, especially towards, like, you know, after she sort of hit her stride, are iconic. Okay, the next one is by Katja Spitzer, and it's called Hair, From Moptops to Mohicans, Afros to Cornrows. Oh, cool. So it looks like it's about natural hair, a picture book. And here you have strands of hair. But it's, you know, notice it's a certain texture. It's, I think this is about all kinds of hair. Yeah, it's about all kinds of hair. From all different, you know, ethnicities. This hair almost looks like spaghetti noodles. The illustrations are kind of funky. I'm not sure how I feel about them. I don't feel like it does justice to hair. And the color scheme is very bright. So anyway, this is for anyone who's like likes to read about hair, is obsessed with hair. The next book is called My Dog Hen. And Hen almost looks like Snoopy-like. It's by David Mackintosh. And I don't know, this rug almost looks like some kind of weird stuffed animal. Yeah, the end paper, I'm not quite sure what that is. It's almost like Hen might be, is he a stuffed animal? No, Hen is a dog at an animal shelter. And he gets adopted by this family. So it's just a story about animal rescue. And I guess Hen's a little destructive, but like that's normal. He has to adjust, but seems like he's a chewer. And so maybe these are the pieces of all the toys Hen has destroyed. And here is a dog toy. Perhaps somebody made it. Yes, Gran has taken all of Hen's chewed up toys and made one giant funny looking toy. And it seems to be a hit. So it's also about upcycling, you know? And, you know, here's Hen with his toy. So animal rescue, Gran being creative and upcycling. And the last book is The Power of Architecture, 25 Modern Buildings from Around the World by Annette Roeder, illustrated by Pamela Baron. And that one looks like Frank Lloyd Wright's that Falling Water, or I'm not sure what it's called, but it's that famous one. And he actually like designed it because he seemed like a procrastinator, honestly. And so he started designing it when he knew the family was, or the couple were on their way to see him, and like they had a fair distance to travel by car. And I don't think the car was the fastest, so he knew he had whatever X amount of time, and he started with a blank sheet, and then the people are on their way, and then boom, created this marvel, which they loved. Who wouldn't love it? So to all those of us who are procrastinators, it's called Falling Water. Maybe working under pressure can, inspire genius. I mean, I find it really stressful, but who knew, works for some people. So, this is a beautiful book. Unité d'habitation, an apartment building shaped like a beehive. And it's in French, so... Le Corbusier, yes. I took an architecture class in college, and Le Corbusier is famous. The only building he ever did was for the Harvard's carpenter building. I think it's like an art building. But he's like an icon of modernism, or his certain type. And here's the JFK terminal. Saarinen also. Yeah, I mean, these are very famous buildings. The Munich Olympic Stadium. It looks very tent-like. I actually am not familiar with that one. The New Museum of Contemporary Art. Is it in Japan? It's by Kazuyo Seijima and Rue Nishizawa. And I'm glad they got, international buildings, but architects that are female. Because, a lot of the buildings are famous architects. It seems to be a very, male-centric, which, I don't even think, I think there are a lot of female architects, but I almost feel like it's, it favors men, because I feel like men tend to make financial decisions about spending large sums of money, for buildings. Whoa, this one's cool. Memorial for Persecuted Witches. And it's in Norway. This one's very geometric. This one looks kind of old-fashioned. It's a power station. A ghostly memorial. That's cool. Mies van der Rohe, also another icon. The Einstein Tower. It almost looks like the old woman who lived in a shoe. It's Eric Mendelsohn. A concert hall like a Flintstone. Oh. Lycée, a school that is just beautiful. Oh my gosh. A shelter. Is it made out of cardboard? Yeah, it's made out of cardboard. It's an idea for refugee camps. What a great idea. A tree house. This is in Singapore. I really like buildings with gardens on the outside. Sometimes it goes terribly awry. Like there's one in China that's just like a disaster. But, I think if you do it and the trees don't get overrun and there's not like insect issues, it just is very beautiful and calming. Oh, a children's library. And look at those built-in steps. and this is in Beijing. So in the back, you have a sense of a timeline of when these buildings were built. Oh, Walter Gropius. You know, he was a professor at Harvard, and I visited his house a couple of years ago for my birthday. It's like 20 minutes away. I made my husband go with me, and it was really great. He's sort of the father of the modern Bauhaus movement. So we see falling water. So we see all the buildings in this timeline, and thumbnails of what they look like, and biographies about these people. And Zaha Hadid, also a very famous architect that we sadly lost recently. So I don't know if it's half female, half male. I doubt it. I'd be curious to see what percentage of these buildings are by women. But the book is by women, both the illustrator and the author. So, a beautiful book, great for anyone who likes buildings, future architects, future designers, interior designers. It's just a beautiful book just to flip through, especially if you have a building, one of these buildings in your city that you can visit. It can turn anyone who isn't thinking about being an architect. It can kind of, pique their interest. So thank you to Prestel for sending me these books, and thank you all for watching.